Alexander Zverev is no stranger to controversy. The German is known on court for his fiery temper. This year, he was even kicked out of the Mexican Open for hitting the umpire's chair after a doubles match. So, what has happened this time that has shocked the tennis world? And what are the numerous off-court controversies that Zverev has been a part of? Stay tuned to find out. First up, 2021 highs and 2022 woes. In 2021, Alexander Zverev was on fire. At the Madrid Open, he knocked Rafael Nadal, Dominic Thiem, and Matteo Berrettini out of the tournament to win the 15th title of his career. He continued this form at the Olympics, where he powered his way into the semifinals and faced world number 1 Novak Djokovic. In the second set, Zverev was a set and a break down when he looked down and out. Then, against all odds, he fought back to win both of the next sets and steal the game from Djokovic. In the finals, he defeated Khachanov and claimed his first ever Olympic gold medal. And to close out the year, Zverev won the ATP Finals in Turin in November, beating the two top seeds, Djokovic and Medvedev, to claim it. But this year, Zverev hasn't gotten off to a great start. Zverev hasn't had a great year so far. At the Australian Open, he was dispatched by Denis Shapovalov in the 4th round, before being disqualified from the Acapulco Open after yelling and hitting an umpire's chair after he just lost a doubles match. Next up for Zverev was the Indian Wells Masters, where he was sent packing in the first round against world number 35 Tommy Paul. This is definitely not what anyone expected from the world number 3, who played some of his best tennis last year. In Madrid this year, Zverev made it to the finals, but was beaten by young star Carlos Alcaraz, who is a rising Spanish superstar. In the previous two matches, before facing Zverev in the finals, Alcaraz had beaten Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. Wow, that's quite a resume for an 18-year-old, and that's why he's tipped to become one of the best in the next few years. Up next, Munich. So, coming into the BMW Open in Munich, Zverev was hoping to find his rhythm again. He was the top seed in the tournament, and for that, he was given a bye in the first round. Then, in the second round, he faced what looked like an easy opponent. It was Holger Rune, an 18-year-old Danish up-and-coming superstar. He might be number 1 back in Denmark, but he had never beaten a player in the top 10 before. Plus, Zverev had won the event twice already, and it was his home country in Germany. Home advantage and experience advantage went to Zverev, but you never would have known that by watching the match. Rune dominated Zverev from the outset. The German just couldn't get comfortable with Rune's style, and before he knew it, Zverev was down a set. The match was a best of 3, and Rune had an even easier set to follow up the first. The final score was 6-3, 6-2, with Zverev hardly leaving a dent in the match. That was unfortunate for the German crowd, who were all hoping to see their number 1 ranked German win another title that week. Rune was humble in his victory and said that it was totally unexpected. He also said that he has a lot of respect for Zverev and that it was still a very hard match, but ultimately he was very happy with the way he played. Zverev shouldn't feel too bad though. Rune went on to win the title and become the 3rd youngest player ever to do so. The Dane is continuing to make waves and has even broken into the top 50. But I'm sure that record won't be easing Zverev's pain much. What are the off-court controversies that are distracting Zverev from his tennis? How much time does Zverev have left in his career? Don't go anywhere, because all of that is coming right up. And now, not good enough. Zverev knows that the level of tennis that he showed in Munich just wasn't good enough. After the match, he apologized to the crowd who had come out to see him. He said, I'm sorry for the spectators. I'm sorry for the tournament. It was my worst match in the last 5, 6, 7 years. So, what was it that caused Zverev to trip up? For him, it was the nerves of playing against a home crowd for the first time in years. With the COVID lockdowns, restrictions, and tournament cancellations, it has been a long time that tennis players have been playing either empty stadiums or not playing at all. Plus, when he lost to Alcaraz at the Madrid Open, he said it was the fault of bad scheduling by tournament organizers. But there may be other things that are influencing his recent poor performance too. Throughout the tournament, he had been consistently the last out on the court. He said that he only got to bed at 4 a.m., then 4:30 a.m., and the day before the final at 5:20 a.m. He also had issues at the Mexican Open in Acapulco, where one night he had to play until 5 a.m. In a press conference, Zverev said, I'm also human. I'm not a robot. I simply cannot be on my level when this is happening every night. And fair enough. Can you imagine going to bed at 5 a.m. and then having to play a world-class opponent the next day? I think I'd rather sleep through the match. Let's talk lawsuits. Zverev's issues aren't just confined to the tennis court. He has been the subject of some controversial allegations too. According to an article published by Racquet magazine, Zverev was abusive towards his ex-girlfriend. The journalist even wrote another article with more of the same allegations in a different publication. Eventually, Zverev took the journalist to court for defamation and got an injunction to stop any further articles from being produced. But it was too late. The ATP launched an investigation into the matter last year, and it made the rounds. Former world number 1 Andy Murray said that he was glad that there was going to be a process carried out. Zverev said that he was glad too. He said that it was an opportunity to clear his name and prove that he was innocent. And that wasn't his first time going to court either. Back in 2020, he took the British sports management group ACE to court over his alleged refusal to be released from a contract. The case was settled before the court case began, but Zverev said that it was important for him to take a stand and help the younger generation avoid the same mistakes that he fell into. Zverev said that the management agencies were looking to take advantage of young talented players and that parents and kids needed to be aware of this. Ace Management responded in a statement that said that they were proud to have helped finance and facilitate Zverev from 825th in the world all the way up to 10 and would be sad to no longer work with him. But for Zverev, it was a big weight off his shoulders and he could finally get back to playing his best tennis. Running out of time. Zverev is only 25 years old, but in tennis, that means that he should be in his prime. He knows this, and that's why he's worried about his career. Speaking at the Madrid Open, Zverev said, "A tennis player's career is limited in time. When you're young, you think, oh, I still have enough time. I'm more of a hunter than a hunted man." That has changed. And with young guns like Carlos Alcaraz, Holger Rune, and Jannik Sinner blasting their way to the top, Zverev is definitely being hunted at this sport. To get ahead, Zverev admitted that he needs to focus more on his tennis. He acknowledged his mistakes, both on and off court, that have been taking his opportunities to win away from him. Now Zverev is looking to win his first Grand Slam to kickstart his career again and chase the status of greatness. Andy Murray didn't win his first Grand Slam until he was 25, but most of the greats got started much earlier. Federer did it when he was 21, Djokovic when he was 20, and Nadal won his first French Open when he was just 19. So if Zverev stands any chance of catching up with these legends, he better get cracking. Do you think Zverev is destined for greatness, or has he left it too late and made too many mistakes? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.